Hello, welcome back to Sacred Vapes, channel that aims to bring you the views and experiences of products in the market today, brought to you by an average vapor. Now, this week on the pod series, as promised last week, we've got a flagship product. And what I say by that is that it's something, in terms of the pod series so far, it's gonna stand out. It's gonna be something that the company really run with. It's this. The Voopoo Drag Nano. Now, Voopoo currently going through a big release list at the minute. I've already brought you the Alpha Zip and the Matte Tank, so we're moving on to the pod system now. Now, going back to January, I think it was, I brought you the Voopoo Rotor. Now, that was a really well-performing pod device. Brilliant flavour, nice vapour production. The only thing that was a hang-up for a lot of vapors would have been the fact it spins. I mean, if you made a list of all the things you want a pod device to do, spinning is probably not going to be in that list. So, it's really interesting that they've come... I know they've released a fish pod as well recently, but it's interesting that they've come back with a flagship pod designed to go into the drag series. And, yeah... It's a very interesting device. Is it any good though? We'll get into the up close first and foremost, but first let's give her a vape. So here's the packaging that you get it in, and again, similar to what I said about the Alpha Zip, it's very simple packaging compared to the regular Voopoo Drag packaging that you normally would get. So it's just nice white. Now on the back of it you have your contents, warning, scratch code, and that's it. QR code on that side and social media links on this side. So we'll get it open now and see exactly what you get. I will warn you, this is not how it arrives. I just can't get the chain back off. But what you get here is a USB cable. You get the Drag Nano itself. That there. And you get one pod. Obviously I've been using this pod. That's why the packaging is open. And that's it. So, the pod itself is a 750 mAh internal battery, chargeable via USB on the bottom, and it's powered by the Gene chip, which, if as you know, is what powers every other drag mod. So you get your lovely resin design, and it comes in the platinum style that's now been released. The device itself has no fire button. It's an automatic draw system. Now the pods are a 1 mil capacity pod, so a little bit lower than what you'd expect. There's your battery connections and the top mouthpiece, and to fill her up you simply pull that off and it reveals the fill hole on the side there. The coils themselves are a 1.8, I think. We just check the box. Yep, 1.8 ohm coil. And yeah, that is pretty much everything that you get. You also get the chain, as I say. Nice big metal chain. So, nice and simple there. We'll take it back up top now and we'll get talking about it a bit more. Welcome back. So, nice simple packaging there for the Drag Nano. To be honest, you wouldn't really expect anything else. So yeah, we'll get talking about the pod now and see if it is any good and if it's worth picking up. So, first pro for me for this is going to be the flavour. As you'd expect from Voopoo, the flavour is really good quality. You're getting a nice vapour production, a nice throat hit while you're doing it, and you can pull those bigger clouds while you're doing it as well, as you can see. Which is a really good thing for them to do, because pod systems don't really focus on that. You can take your short pull, or you can take your longer pulls. The coils on these are performing fantastically. the fact that you can take them longer pulls, the fact that you can use nicotine salts and not have any issues whatsoever, and yeah, just that vapor production as well, absolutely fantastic. So straight away, it's a brilliant coil system that they've put in place. Next pro for me is going to be the simplicity of it. As I say, it's just a nice simple auto draw system. It's nice and small. So this just pulls out and you get the little light. I'm telling you that. I didn't cover any up close, but the light indicators, you get 3 lights. You get green for full, blue for medium power, about 50%, and red for empty, or 20%. But it's going to die if you see the red light anyway. But yeah, nice simple light display, big fan of that, so that's a pro for me. Battery life on this, battery life, they're saying it's about 350 puffs per battery. Now, I can't tell you that for a fact because I didn't count the puffs. What I can tell you is that this will last you well over a day. The 750 mAh battery is going to perform really well for you, so it's one of them pod systems that will last you all day and night, so that's a big pro for me. I love the fact that it comes with a metal chain rather than like a little bit of rope, so again it just adds a bit of quality to it. So you put it around your neck and carry it like that. It's nice and simple, so just overall quality there. Next pro for me is going to be the design of it. You know, you get your resin, typical Voopoo look, and it comes with the platinum style drag, so they put it into that new family that seems to be taken over from the old drag range. Nice and easy to fill. I love the fact that you pull this off to fill, so it kind of connects the filling port up to prevent any leaking, you know, compared to something like a silicone bung in there that can lift out and leak out. You know, the fact that it has that bit of extra security, big fan of that. Charge time on this, I will say again, it's about an hour through a USB port to fully charge it up, so that's a big pro for me as well. You know, for the battery, that's quite quick to charge. I've brought you pods before that took longer to charge despite the similar sort of level of battery. And yeah, it's small, it's light. So yeah, that's pretty much all the pros of this. So we'll get on to the cons of it now. The first con for me is going to be the capacity only being a mil. You know, as a pod system, that's not going to last you too long, unfortunately. So I'm gonna mark that up. Next one is that there doesn't seem to be a proper clasp in place. I mean, there's a little bit of a give. Like, that's not just sliding out as such without a bit of force, but it isn't secured in place with a clasp or a magnet or anything like that. So that's a bit of a con for me. Next con for me is going to be, I'm trying to think of one. I can't really think of any other cons for this. I think the con's going to be if you don't want a pod that looks like a drag. You know, again, that's going to be personal opinion, but you know, if that's not what you want, you're not going to like this. But that's about it for cons. I can't really think of any others. So we'll get into the overall of it now. And overall, I honestly think this is one of the best pod devices on the market. Now, I've brought to you loads of pods so far, and up until now, my favourite has been the Smock Nord, mainly for the flavour, for the vapour production and overall performance. I honestly think this rivals it. This might be better if you want something a bit more restricted than the Nord, but you want something that brings performance, flavour, battery life. It's got everything all rolled into one. I'm not too sure if that's the gene chip controlling the battery life for the performance, but yeah, just overall, this is an excellent pod system. You know, and looking at the prices of them now, you can be picking one of these up for about £20. About £20, and what you're getting is probably one of the highest quality pod systems on the market and will rival pretty much any others. So yeah, would I recommend this as a pod system? Absolutely. I honestly think this has been one of my favourite ones so far I've brought to you guys. But yeah, Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Next week, I'm going to go back to something, a pod system you may not have heard of before. So I'm going to be putting that through the paces this week. As I always say, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay safe. And keep vaping.